Welcome to Leslie's Lovin' Oven. I'm Leslie and I have a special recipe to share to welcome spring. Carrot cake cookies. If you love carrot cake, you're in for a real treat. Let's review the ingredients you'll need for this recipe. You can reference the exact measurements at leslieslovinoven.wordpress.com. You'll need 1 stick of softened room temperature butter, unsalted, a half a cup of brown sugar and a half a cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of shredded carrots, a fourth of a cup of golden raisins, a half a cup of shredded unsweetened coconut, a half a cup of chopped walnuts. You'll need 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a fourth of a teaspoon of salt, 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 1/4 cup flour and 3/4 cup old-fashioned oats. Let's get started. We're going to start with our wet ingredients, so we're going to soften our butter, and to that we're going to add our sugars and combine that. Mix it together with our vanilla and 1 egg. Let's get this in there first and then we'll add our egg. Boy, that vanilla smells great. Okay, you can see it's coming together. I'm going to add 1 egg. And combine that well. This is what you want it to look like. I'm going to stir together my flour and old-fashioned oats, and to that add the spicing, the cinnamon, the baking soda, and the salt, and just give it a stir. There's our dry ingredients mixed well. Now I'm going to add the wet ingredients to our flour and oat and spice mixture, and we're going to combine that before we add in our delicious chopped nuts, sweet golden raisins, carrots, and coconut. This is a delicious cookie that's sandwiched with a luscious cream cheese filling, guaranteed to please every cookie lover in your house. Always make sure to go to the very bottom of your bowl when you're making any kind of cookie to make sure you get all of the dry flour or other ingredients you may have there. Okay, almost done. Okay, and now let's add in the last of our ingredients. Next, adding all the carrots. Give that a stir. This is going to give it a gorgeous color. Definitely reminds me of spring. So wonderful to see everything coming into bloom, finally, right? Okay, and this is a chunky batter. We have our walnuts, our coconut, and our golden raisins. All that combined is going to give it a lot of crunch and chewiness. Sometimes I switch to a smaller spoon just so I could work it a little bit better. You could see it's coming together. Okay, and that's just about ready. It is a thick cookie dough, so just be aware that this is how it should look. And because we care a lot about you, we're going to add some love. Sprinkle it in generously. Okay. So I like to use a 2-inch cookie scoop, and I'm placing them on a parchment lined cookie sheet. And these are going to bake in an oven that's 350 degrees for about 13 to 14 minutes. These are larger cookies, and You want them larger because you definitely want that cream cheese filling inside. So I like to set these on the cookie sheet and then flatten them just a pinch, just so they'll be equal in size when they bake. And that looks about right. Just flattening the tops just a little bit. Okay. All right, and these are ready to go into the oven. And now for my favorite part, the cream cheese filling. So for this, you'll need 6 ounces of softened cream cheese, a half a cup of powdered sugar, 2 to 3 teaspoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And what makes our frosting a little bit special is the addition of lemon curd, which you can find in your grocery store in the fruit preserve aisle. It's often found in lemon desserts. So let me show you how we put this together. So I generally start by smashing down and softening the cream cheese in a large bowl. And then I like to add the powdered sugar and the lemon juice next. And I'll give that a mix. And this is sort of your traditional cream cheese frosting. And if you don't happen to have lemon curd or aren't sure that you would use it, besides something like this, you can certainly add an extra teaspoon or 2 of the lemon juice. Okay, and now I'll add the lemon curd next. Okay, it adds a little bit of tanginess. So if you are a person who really likes lemon desserts, I think you'll really find this refreshing. Okay, so we're going to mix that in. And eventually it will smooth and all come together. I like to make the frosting while the cookies are cooling. After they came out of the oven, I like to let them rest for at least 15 to 20 minutes or so, if not a little longer, so they're completely cooled before we put the frosting in the center. So once the cookies are completely cooled, I take a little butter knife and I smear a generous helping of this delicious cream cheese frosting and sandwich 2 cookies together. So that's what I'm working on now. And after they are filled with the cream cheese frosting, if you're not going to eat them, you would need to put them back in the refrigerator. And when you're ready to serve them, you could take them out maybe a few minutes before. Now I'll just start stacking these back on here and finish a few more. So here we go. I put them on a beautiful spring platter and time to taste. That is so good. All at once I'm tasting the crunch of the walnuts, the chewiness of the coconut, the burst of lemon and the cream cheese. It's like a party in my mouth. Wow, this is my favorite spring cookie and it was well worth the wait. I hope you have a chance to try this with your family. And until next time, happy spring and bon appetit.